What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to my vlog again this week. Make sure you share and subscribe if you haven't to get notifications as soon as my videos are uploaded to YouTube. You will get a notification. Especially if you click that little bell. You hit subscribe and you click that little bell to get the notifications, and so you'll be made aware um, whenever I post a new video of any sort, particularly my vlog. My vlogs will be up no later than every Friday morning, bright and early. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Continue to tune in, continue to share. um, so yeah, I wanted to show y'all this relic from my past. This is the first book I ever published. It's called Tiny Significance. Felicia W. Um, I'm not a huge fan of using my last name, mainly because at some point in my life I plan to change my last name. So I don't want to get nobody confused. I have a last name right now, but it won't stay the same. So there's that. But yeah, this book, I thought about this story that I wrote, and I wanted to share it because of course, I always have to think of something every week to share. Um, but I don't know, but this, I think this past week really just got me thinking about the story, and I haven't read the story in a long time, so I don't remember all of the details of it. But this book came out in, I want to say it was 2011, or let me say, copyright 2010. So yeah, it came out in 2010. So yeah, this book came out in 2010. Um, and I wrote this story, I believe, before that. And it is a true story about my dad. And I read this at his funeral in 2012, 2013. I don't remember the exact date, at least not the year. And it's because it was like when it happened, when he passed away, and I came home. I was headed to work, and when I came home, I immediately started making myself busy, because I didn't want to, sit and think about him being gone. It was like such a weird experience, so I just did what was normal to me, and that was serve. My family was there. It was like, y'all want something to drink, y'all need somewhere to sit, and in between all of that, it's calling, for pallbearers and going to get badges for, like his usher badge that we wanted to have him one for his funeral. And we were just, me and my family were just really, really busy. But I think I purposely made myself super duper busy. I wrote the obituary, like all of that, to keep from just like sitting and dwelling on the fact that my father had passed away. Um, but I wrote this story way before that, and so at his funeral, of course, I had to say something. And to me, it was the perfect story for, not only because of the way our relationship was, like me and my dad. I love my dad, and I worked through the most of my issues before he passed away. But we had a strained relationship. Some of it is because we're so much alike. um, Both very stubborn. My hair grows more at the top, like my dad. These eyebrows, which I never have to fill in case people wonder how do I do my eyebrows, they are naturally this thick. They're actually naturally even thicker. My dad. These sideburns that are actually cut right now, but you can still see them. My dad. um, I'm a lot like my dad, and so um, yeah, that I think that attributed to a lot of the challenges in our relationship. But but at the same time, he was still my dad, and I learned so much from him, and I grew so much from having him in my life. I'm thankful that I knew my father. A lot of people didn't even know their dad growing up. So that was cool. But anyway, I wrote this story because I read this story that I wrote at his funeral because I just thought it was perfect for the occasion and what was going on. And so this week I have been thinking about this story because how can I put this? Um, I feel like God is. Let's just read the story and we'll come back and we'll talk. I think if we have time. Give me give me some help here with my eyeballs. I'm I'm farsighted like an eagle. So if something is up close to me, it makes it a little more difficult to see. Um, anyway, the name of the story is When Dad Pushed Me. One evening when I was a young girl, my family decided to go on a walk. At some point, I got so tired that completing the task seemed impossible. My legs seemed too short to keep up. Still, I had gotten too old to be carried. Completely exhausted and frustrated, my feet refused to take another step. I whined, pouted, and complained, and then attempted to stop. All of a sudden, I was pushed. That forced me to move forward. It didn't make me feel better, it just got me closer to my destination. Continuously on that walk, when I stopped and felt like falling to the ground, my dad pushed me. Over and over, for what seemed to be an endless length of time, my annoying dad pushed me until I looked up and was home. Personally, my preference would have been for him to pick me up. Carrying me worked before, so why not now? The answer is simple. I had matured past that. What was needed for me to finish that walk was already in me. I didn't realize it, but was forced to use it when Dad pushed me. I even put a scripture in here. Numbers 13 and 31. Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. See, my first book was real deep. It's real good. It's gonna my devotional gonna be real inspirational like that. But so yeah, that's what happened. Um, Having my dad in my life definitely made me strong. It tested my will like you would not believe and my wits. Um, but I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in retrospect, even though it was one of the most difficult things to endure in my life, my, my relationship with my dad. Um, but lately, I have been, what is the word? This week in particular, I had some moments where I wanted to give up. Y'all know weeks ago I did a vlog about needing a break. I have not gotten a real break since that vlog. And so I do feel tired a lot of times. Um, I'm blessed. I'm good. It's hard for me to complain because God takes such good care of me. Um, but at the same time, there have been moments, in all honesty, where I have been exhausted, annoyed, tired, and just over it in general. And this week in particular, I was like, God, listen. I was this close. I didn't say it just because I've had moments before where the things I was believing God for, the goals I was pursuing, where I would be like, okay, God, forget it. We can do something else. And He always kept pushing me and leading me back to, you're going to complete this and you can complete this. So I can't say that I actually decided to quit or whatever, but I guess I felt that temptation to be like, God has given me a vision. God has put something in front of me for what courtship should be like, what marriage should be like, what type of husband I need. You know, I mean, like seriously, God has shown me stuff that I am very picky about. And it's not so much because it's just what I want, but it's because I know, I believe what God has for me, and I really do. Um, and it's some people in my inbox, but they ain't that. Like, and I'll be like, God, you know what? Let me just pause for a minute. But I know I can't quit. I know I can't give up. And that's where I am. Like, God has been pushing me. I've seen so many posts, and the word that pastor even gave on Tuesday night. I was blessed to see my pastor on Tuesday night, and a lot of the word was, just about continuing and not giving up and not giving in to the fatigue, that has been trying to come in. And um, the word, just the ultimate thing that God has been saying to me over, especially over this last week, is I am not allowed to give up. Like, I don't even have that luxury. I don't even have that option to give up on anything that He has said about me and about my life in general. Like, and that's my encouragement to whoever may be watching it. Not only is it not the time to give up, but you don't really have a right to. Like, if God has called you to do something, you got to do it. Tired, annoyed, sick, frustrated, overlooked, misunderstood, whatever. You don't have a right to quit, you know, because your life is not just about you. It's about the people that God has placed around you as well, you know, um, to be a testimony of His faithfulness and to know that His process and His timing is perfect and there's purpose in it. And, I can look back and say, man, I'm grateful that I didn't give up, or I'm grateful that I didn't accept less, you know, and I see the positive impact that's had on my life. And He's like, so I can't even really go to God and pray and say, oh Lord, I just feel like giving up. I can't really fix my lips to say that, because I know better at this point. I've been walking with Him for too long. Um, to stop or to fall. And sometimes, for me, and this is what God is showing me, is I don't really need Him to pick me up and to make it better, or to do it for me, but He's pushing me to just keep taking another step, just like my dad did all those years ago when I was a little girl with long legs. Not long as his, but long legs nonetheless, too big to carry, um, and feeling like I had nothing else. But He pushed me, and that inertia or gravity or whatever you call it, it kept me going forward. Not feeling good about it, but moving forward. So, yeah, that's my time for this week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope I don't sound too depressed, because I'm not depressed, just a little tired. So keep me in your prayers. Like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Peace.